after Representative Paul Gosar announced that he was under self-quarantine from what he called the Wuhan virus. White privilege expert Chris Hayes let us know that it was astoundingly gross to call it the Wuhan virus. David Gura from NBC reminds us that calling COVID-19 the Wuhan virus is racist. And Salon went a step further, announcing, and this is a quote, "White supremacy can be a factor even in the way we name viruses." Okay. Here I thought a coronavirus was called that because it looks like it has a crown, when in reality those are tiny little white hoods on there. Now you can see it. Of course, Representative Gosar wasn't the only one who used the term Wuhan virus. Racist CNN called it the Wuhan virus as well. So did the racist Washington Post and racist website Business Insider, and the racist over at Foreign Policy, and the dedicated, unrelenting racist at Kaiser Health. And don't forget about the most racisty racist over at Nature.com. And is there any more racist institution than the New York Times? Of course not. Have you ever noticed how the white medical scrubs look like a KKK uniform without the hood? Well, that makes perfect sense. Now that you know the World Health Organization also called it the Wuhan virus too. Racists, all of them. The World Health Organization should be self-quarantining just so other people don't catch their racism. By the way, let's not stop bashing the self-quarantine process. I mostly self-quarantined from 1990 to 1998 in my dating life, and it was glorious. And I'm getting these t-shirts printed up. Sorry, can't make it, self-quarantined. Buy one today. The truth is, and I know this is hard to understand, we name these outbreaks after the places we discover them in. Ebola isn't just a cool, scary word. It's named after the Ebola River, which ran right by the town where the first outbreak occurred. The ZIKA virus isn't named after a 90s beverage that tasted like alcoholic Sprite. It comes from the ZIKA forest in Uganda, where it was first discovered. MERS was the most recent big coronavirus outbreak before COVID-19, and it stands for Middle East Respiratory Syndrome. I'll give you one racist guess where that came from. The MARBURG virus was first discovered in Marburg, Germany. The West Nile virus was discovered in Uganda, shockingly right near the Nile River. Rubella is also known as the German measles, not because people are racist against Germans. Germans are usually the plaintiffs on those episodes of People's Court. It's called German measles because it was found by German physicians. The Rocky Mountain spotted fever was coincidentally first identified in the Rocky Mountains. What are the odds? Total coincidence. I grew up a town or two from Old Lyme, Connecticut. While I might remember it as a place where my dad worked, you probably know it as the place that Lyme disease was named after. Of course, let's not forget about hepatitis K. It solely afflicts people who have gone to Kesha concerts. At least that's my understanding. There's SHEEN fever, devastating to those who have had sex with someone who has had sex with Charlie Sheen. 94% of Americans are believed to be positive. Then, of course, there's BIDENITIS. This ailment, terrible, makes words order, come out, sense, wrong, speak. You know the thing. And of course, Epstein disease affects totally innocent people with no interest in having sex with children and tragically forces them to constantly board private jets to lawless islands for weeks on end to do totally legal things. It's so, so sad. Let's not even talk about the Spanish flu. There's a little known fact that one of my life's goals, and this is true, is to finally exonerate Kool-Aid for their role in the mass suicide in Jonestown. Nobody drank the Kool-Aid at Jim Jones' direction. They drank the Flavor Aid. It was Flavor Aid. Not only is it another product entirely, it was a competitor. Kool-Aid got totally screwed. I demand justice. Similarly, Spain got totally screwed with the Spanish flu thing. People all over the world were keeling over from the flu, but because it was wartime, reports were being censored. Since Spain was neutral, they didn't censor the reports, so everyone thought they were the only country afflicted. They're basically the Kool-Aid of history's worst pandemic. In fact, super-duper racist people continue to blame them. They still call it the Spanish flu. People like Chris Hayes. Okay, what's the best book on the Spanish flu pandemic? Wow, Chris, how much racism can you pack into one tweet?